All right. What are your questions?
Okay, so this is my first time doing this. First of all, let me start off from the beginning. This is my first time even joining wholesaling course or what is this?
Like a Discord community?
Discord. Yeah. So if I ask any dumb questions, my apologies. I just don't know.
No such
Um,
thing as a dumb question. Go
okay.
for it. How are you supposed to know if you don't ask? You know what I mean?
Right. All right. So I kind of did some of them by myself. Like I reached out to the realtors, sent them an email.
Okay. Good for you.
So once we do that, and they respond, do we just, so depending on how they respond, and if they agree, do we just kind of flip the contract and then start marketing the deal, I guess, on Facebook Marketplace or Investor Lift or like different sites?
Absolutely. So what you're talking about is acquisitions versus disposition. So acquisitions is the act of getting it under contract. That's that portion of the process. And then disposition is the second part, is listing it or basically marketing it and trying to find a buyer to buy it from you. So there's a lot of different, I'm creating a video library for disposition only. Obviously that's, it's just as big as acquisition. So it's taking a while, but that'll be uploaded to the YouTube shortly. But what we typically do is my disposition team has a couple of platforms that they use. Investor Lift, Investor Base is another one that we use. We do market on Facebook, but not Facebook Marketplace. We actually market it to some private, some public investor groups. So what you do is you'll go to Facebook, you go to groups, and then you'll type in, investors in, let's say the deal is in San Antonio, Texas, investors in San Antonio, Texas. And then you join all the groups that pop up, and those groups they'll have wholesalers in there, but they'll also have investors in there. And then you just put your marketing material there, and at the bottom, you call me if you're interested. And then you take that information. A lot of times they'll respond, hey, just DM'd you, send me more information. Here's my email. And you just take their name, their email address, their phone number, and you start creating your buyers list. And now to do it that way and strictly through Facebook takes time. But you can also build a really good rapport with these buyers, really figure out what their buy boxes are, what they are looking for individually. And that way, if you get a deal that fits one of them, you're like, oh, that'll go to John. Or, oh, this one definitely go to Christina. She'll take it. You'll have that. And then if you don't want to go that route, or while you're going that route, you want to make sure you're still closing your deals, you just hire a disposition team.
Okay. So how do we, what keywords, or like, how do we just say when we post the actual listing on Facebook Market List, we just list it saying that the seller is going to be able to take seller's finance?
Oh, you're talking about like the actual marketing flyer that you're going to produce?
Yeah, like since we're actually telling the realtor that we're actually purchasing it on seller's.
Well, no, you shouldn't be. So I always recommend that people are very upfront. Like I'm a honest guy to the point where I don't have a lot of friends because I can't hang. So I like people to be honest. I always recommend wholesalers to be honest, because then you can speak more candidly to the real estate agent. The real estate agent doesn't care if you're a wholesaler. As long as you can bring a buyer, they're not going to care. And chances are, if you're dealing with a realtor, you're never going to deal with the seller. So it's on the realtor to tell the seller if you're a wholesaler or not. But in all honesty, again, if you're bringing a buyer to the table, everybody's happy. Nobody cares. The only people who care about working with wholesalers are people who've been burned by wholesalers before or multiple times. That's when you're going to have an issue letting them know that you're a wholesaler. But still, same situation applies. Tell them the truth. I would much rather work with someone and they know that I'm a wholesaler than go through jumping the hoops to make it sound like I'm the actual buyer and then not be able to service the deal properly. You know what I mean?
Right. But so how come in the deal, and I guess in the deal sniper, we're saying that we're going to purchase the house via seller's finance?
Well, the house is going to be purchased via seller finance. It shouldn't, at least the versions that I suggested, it should not say that you are the end buyer. And even if it insinuates that, 9 times out of 10, you're only going to ever get on the phone with realtors that respond positively to your letter, right? So when you get on the phone with them, however it comes up naturally or however you want to interject it based off your personality and your style, you want to let them know, hey, just so we're on the same page, I start using terms like my buyers, my investors, things like that. Things that'll subtly make them understand that you're not the one buying it. Like when they ask for proof of funds, that's a perfect way to inject that you're a wholesaler. What I say is something along the lines of, hey, I have 6 exclusive buyers that work primarily with me. They give me their buy boxes. They send me out to go get properties. They pay me for it. And this is one of the ones that a few of them are going to be interested in. But I cannot market this deal to my buyers without getting it under contract. I need some protection for me. So I'm looking to get this under contract for 2 weeks. Let me have my buyers do their due diligence, and whichever one of them ends up taking it, within 48 hours, I'll submit proof of funds and I'll submit EMD. Because that's true.
Okay.
Because here's the alternative, right? Let's say they think you are buying it, right? And you've got 4 buyers, investors that are interested in the deal. You have to set up 4 walkthroughs. So the first one, you've got a reason. I'm sending my contractor. That's what a lot of wholesalers say. I'm sending my contractor. Okay, what happens what are you going to tell them when you want to set up the second interview for the second walkthrough for the second buyer and the third and the fourth? You got to keep lying. You got to keep making stuff up. It's much easier to just say, hey, you know what? I got 4 of my buyers that are interested in this one, and they all want to walk the property. So let's get that coordinated, and then we'll get you an offer within 48 hours. Well, we'll get you EMD and proof of funds within 48 hours after the last one. For one, that's true. And 2, it makes you sound more professional and like you've got this on lock. Like you've done this before. You know what's going to happen. Because what a lot of new people will do, they'll get someone that says, oh, yes, we'll take that deal. And then they hold it. They're so excited, and I get it, but they're super excited. And they're like, okay, this is a deal. This is a deal. First of all, no, it's not. It's not a deal. Not yet. It's not a deal until you get your check. So what they'll do is they'll hold on to a deal and they'll fight tooth and nail to get this one close, which you should do on every deal, but not at the point to where you have to lie and jump through this hoop and you got to manipulate this person. It's not worth it. If you come across a real estate agent that doesn't want to work with a wholesaler, just go to another deal. There's like 1.5 million properties listed in the United States. That's almost an unlimited number for the 60, 70 people that are currently using Deal Sniper. So you'll never run out of leads. So don't try and make one lead fit the mold. Just go find one that does. And with that, you should never be afraid to tell a real estate agent that you're a wholesaler. If they say, oh, I don't want to work with a wholesaler. Oh, all right. Well, good luck to you. My offer stands for 30 days if you change your mind. I've got 6 buyers that look for these properties specifically. And then move on. That's the email or the text that I would send. Rather than trying to manipulate that realtor to thinking that you're the end buyer, and then you paint yourself into a corner. And once they find out, they're not going to work with you anymore ever again. And it's just perpetuating the saying or the feeling that wholesalers are, scammy people, which we're not the good ones, not the ones who do what they say they're going to do. It's the bad ones that make us have to deal with realtors that don't like us. So I always say, just be honest up front.
Okay. So I'll just give you an example. So if like these emails that I send out with the email the seller finance email template from the Deal Sniper. So I sent out like 3 of them already.
Okay.
I haven't got any responses yet. I did get one realtor that responded. She said that to send that email directly to the listing agent.
Well, who did you send it to?
I sent it to her because she was listed on her email was listed in the Redfin. So I sent her an email asking, well, your name was listed as listing agent. Who is the person that I should be sending the email to? So I'm just waiting for her to respond. But
okay. And just so you know, the formula that we're seeing, like I know you're seeing all this stuff in the Discord. I know you just joined it, so you might be scrolling up and seeing, people joining, and then a couple of days later they have a contract. That's not entirely typical. The formula that we have is you send out 20 a day or whatever combination to total 100 a week, for 5 days, because who wants to work on the weekends? So if you send out 100 a week, you should get 4 to 5 positive responses back. That's the way that the numbers are looking.
Okay.
So sending out 3 and not getting a response back, I mean, you can get lucky, but I'm not surprised.
Okay.
The rule of thumb is like 20 a day. And once you're doing it and you get good at doing it, it should really only take you like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Even if it takes you 2 hours, who cares? You're done for the day.
Okay. So with that being said, so when we create our buy box or our filters or our buyers lists for from different, I guess, Facebook Marketplace or wherever, are we letting them know like, hey, the seller is agreed to seller's finance? Basically, we're sending the same thing. We're letting them know that you can get this on seller's finance for them to purchase the property quickly, right?
Yeah, essentially what you're going to end up doing, I mean, if you want to think about it at its base level, you're creating a flyer on the computer and you're making it festive and you're putting the pertinent information in there and the information about the property, not the full address, but the city and state. The zip code is fine. Bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, conditions, what the condition of the property is, what rehab you're thinking of needing, how much it'll rent for, as a long-term rental, as a short-term rental. You can throw in a mid-term rental if you're feeling sassy. And then how much you're selling it for. And that price of what you're selling it for. So if you have suggested retail offer of this property should be, and then you put in your terms, you literally copy Deal Sniper, the terms part, and you put it in the flyer. Then it'll say, here's the purchase price, here's the down payment, here's the monthly payment, here's the balloon if it's got one. And then what you do is you add at least $10,000 to the purchase price and the entry fee, and that's your assignment fee.
All right. So when it comes to the assignment fee, how is that I guess how is that taken out? Or I guess how does that, when we get to the title company, like how do they
pay you?
Yeah, that specific amount that's listed in the financial overview in Deal Sniper.
So once you find a buyer, what you'll end up doing is turning in the contract you sign with the seller and then the contract you sign with the buyer. And if you did it right, there should be a difference. So I'll give you a good example. Let's say you're purchasing a property for, the purchase price is $100,000, right? And you give the seller $5,000. You tell them, hey, when we close, you're going to get $5,000, and then the rest will be, monthly payments. When you go to market the deal to your investors or to your buyers, you're going to be selling it for a purchase price of $110,000 with $15,000 down, and then whatever the monthly payments are. So when you turn both of those into escrow, escrow's going to look at them and says, okay, so she got it under contract for $100,000. We owe the seller $5,000 at closing, and looks like she sold it for $110,000. So that extra $10,000 goes to you, and escrow will either cut you a check or send you a wire. So I guess what I'm saying is that escrow knows how to do what they do in the background. All you have to do is make sure your paperwork is right.
Okay.
And then they'll ask you like a couple of days before closing, a week before closing, hey, do you want to check? If you do, what's your address? Do you want a wire? Okay, good. What's your bank account information? And then when it closes, they just either send you a check or send you a wire.
All right. So quick question for these seller finance templates. Like a lot of the properties that, like, I'm going to give you an example. I'm specifically looking in an area called Salisbury, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times FHA, like if the houses have like all these different type of issues, FHA is not going to give people loans to get a house that's dilapidated or distressed and all these different things. So most likely we'll be working with an investor. So I guess my question is, the investors, are they actually, well, a lot of these people that are actually purchasing these houses, are the sellers actually saying yes to the little amount that they're getting instead of getting the full amount?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because here's the thing. So there's a couple of rules that you want to kind of stick to when you're doing this, especially if you're using Deal Sniper. You want to make sure that wherever you're marketing, wherever you're sending these offers, the population is at least 500,000 to 750,000 or more. That's one. And then two, you need to make sure, and Deal Sniper does this for you. So I'm telling you this, but it's not an extra step you have to do until you get into like the deal machine calculator and figuring out how to use that. But that's extra. That's it. I don't want to say advanced, but it's next level above what you're doing now with Deal Snipers, which is fine. You just need to make sure that you get the deal for the terms that it is. Now, as far as, because Deal Sniper is going to give you an equitable deal. Whatever numbers Deal Sniper gives you, that's a deal that can sell. I think the lowest cash on cash return Deal Sniper set for is like 12. So whatever it gives you, that's going to be a movable deal as long as you're in an area that has the population that's big enough to support buyers wanting to invest there. So if you're in like Timbuktu somewhere where, population 12,000, an investor's not going to put their money in an asset there. They want to be in a major metropolitan area because chances are the house that you're going to be selling, the buyer you're going to be selling this to, that's going to be a buy and hold. That's a rental. It's not a flip. So they want to be in a market where they can get a good amount of rent, have enough population to where the vacancies are low, that kind of thing. So you need to be in a more populated area. I don't know what the population of the city that you're marketing in now. Just make sure it's at least 500,000.
500,000 people?
Yeah.
Well, it's about 30. Well, I just checked online. It just said 30,000 people, but Daytona Beach says 70,000 people.
Yeah, I wouldn't market there either.
Okay.
Yeah, I would stick to Milwaukee, for example. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Texas, the big cities in Texas, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, Columbus, Ohio, Cincinnati, Phoenix, Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, things like that. Places that are densely populated, that's where you want to go. I mean, you can literally Google, the population, biggest cities in the United States. I think it gives you like a list of 20, like the top 2.
Okay. Got it.
And any other questions I can answer for you?
I think that's about it for now.
Have you gone through the deep dives in the Discord? Have you gone through the video library yet?
Oh, I didn't know there was a video library. Where is that?
If you go to, let me take a look. If you go to start here, and you see navigating Discord, there's 2 videos, or there's 2 links there. The first link is the actual video. The second link is the video library.
All right, let me go back. All right, I'm at the Discord. So go back to the Discord.
Yeah, go to the Discord and look on the left side and go look at the very top. It'll say start here.
Start here.
Right under event. Oh, I mean, you have to be in the Deal Sniper channel.
Oh,
like
okay. I see start here.
Okay, so see where it says navigating Discord?
Mm-hmm.
Go in that channel.
Okay.
And then you should see 2 links. The first one is a video on actually how to navigate the Discord. And the second video, or the second link, is a link to the video library.
Video lab. Oh, okay. Conversations to close. Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
I would recommend go through, there's playlists, there's wholesaling 101. So the basic stuff. And then there's videos breaking down seller financing, breaking down subject to, breaking down underwriting deals, terminology. There's a lot of videos in there. Some of them are longer, and all the information is valuable. So maybe watch those when you have more time. But a lot of them I try and keep to where I'm just answering questions, and then that's it. That's the end of the video. So 2 to 10 minutes.
Okay. So overall, for I guess Deal Sniper, all we're doing across the bridge, is copy and pasting that seller's finance email template and sending it to the realtors, and that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Now, make sure you watch the deal sniper specific videos if you're going to go through the training, the video library. Look for the deal sniper videos. I'm going to give you one tip that a lot of new people don't do. Deal sniper it's a great tool. I'm not diminishing the tool at all. It's fantastic. The way that it scrubs data, the way that it puts everything away, even in non-disclosure states, it will still find the data so we can come up with a good offer. But at the end of the day, what's generating the letter is a calculator. So it's going to give you like a purchase price of $271,683.92. Don't send that. Round all your numbers off. Make sure everything ends in a zero. So instead of 287,000 yada yada yada, just do 285. Instead of the down payment being, $16,710.33, just do 15,000. You know what I mean? Just round everything off so it's clean. Do the exact same thing with the monthly payment. And if you start from the top, if you start rounding everything off at the purchase price, then it'll automatically change the math for you. So it's not like you have to figure it out. Okay. And then just to make sure your offers are clean. Another thing, don't text. I get a lot of people asking me, hey, can I text these offers? No, don't do that. That's just a waste of your time. If they don't have the listing agent's email address, they will always have either the email address or the phone number. If just the phone number is listed, call the realtor. Hey, I'm getting ready to send you an offer on, this property I've listed on 123 Main Street, but I don't see your email address listed, and I'd like to get this out before the end of the day. Can you please text my number, your email address, so I can send you my offer? Okay. That's it. That's all you have to say.
All right. Sounds good. So as far as the realtor's concerned, do they also get a commission when?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've already signed a contract with the seller to get a commission. Now, if they're accepting seller finance, a lot of them will be looking for you or us or the buyer, however you want to look at it. They'll be looking for us to cover the commission. I'm going to do a video on that separately, but the rule of thumb is you can split it with them for the most part.
You talking about the assignment fee?
No, the realtor's commission. You can split that with the seller. So if the realtor's charging 3%, then you can give 1.5%, and then the seller will give 1.5%. If they're requesting more than that, then just let me know the terms, and I'll show you how to underwrite it to see if we can accommodate that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Not a problem. Let me know if you need anything else. Have a good day.
All right. You too.
See ya.
All right. Bye.